Welcome back to Bamboo and Bitters. While we usually focus on what's in the glass, any solid tiki get-together needs great food to balance out those rum-heavy cocktails. Asian-inspired bites are an absolute staple of tiki culture, and today, Pete and I are making Lox and Schmear Onigiri from Chef Sheldon Simeon's fantastic Hawaiian cookbook, Ohana style. We wanted to share something relatively easy and approachable, and the Lox and Schmear Onigiri immediately jumped out to us as the perfect party bite.
You're joining us as we make and try these for the very first time. We'll give you our honest breakdown of both the process and the flavor, but judging just from the ingredient list, my expectations are pretty high.
One quick tip, to simplify the procedure, you'll definitely benefit from using an onigiri mold. We grabbed this one from Amazon for about $11 or so, and it takes all the guesswork out of shaping them. So really a great buy if you're gonna make these.
All right, let's dive right in. And as always, you can find the full recipe in the description below. Here we go.
Let's take this voiceover out of the echoey kitchen and into our editing suite. Boy, this is an exquisite looking book. They did a fantastic job here. We've actually been cooking our way through a few recipes from this book, and the results have been incredible. We've tackled Uncle Danny's tripe stew, Okinawan taco rice, as well as the shoyu chicken, and they were all absolute winners. Mind you, these have all been made off camera, but judging on how well this video does, maybe we'll make another recipe for you.
Okay. To begin, let's cure our salmon. This is totally optional, but it really helps to remove excess moisture and firm up the fish, which provides a more rich umami flavor. Of course, you can simply buy some lox from your grocery store as well. Here we opted for 8 ounces of sashimi-grade salmon. In a bowl, mix 1 tablespoon of kosher salt with 2 tablespoons of sugar. Add the salmon to coat. Place them on a plate. Cover with cellophane, gently press them a bit, and then place in the fridge for about an hour.
Rinse 2 cups of short grain rice before making it however you do that. We made ours in the Instant Pot and it came out great. When it's done, let it sit to cool off a bit. You'll want to take the time to firm up your cream cheese in the freezer for about 20 or 30 minutes. Once it's firm, cut it into 8 slices like Andy is doing here. And now we will have those slices. Place them in a bowl and pop them back in the freezer until we need them.
Now the salmon's done curing. You can see its color went from bright pink to a bit more muted color.
Whoa!
Now we'll rinse in a colander before patting them dry with a clean paper towel. We bought these from our local Asian market, so they already came pre-sliced at 1/4 of an inch, which is the preferred size in the book. Let's go ahead and slice them in half. So here's where you could halve them again, but these bigger pieces really bring out the texture of the salmon. Set it aside for now.
Let's chop about 2 tablespoons worth of chives. In a large bowl, combine the cooked rice, 3 tablespoons of the Bagel everything seasoning, and the 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh chives. Mix evenly. You really want to take your time with this. Oh man, that looks really good already. This will provide us with enough ingredients for about 12 onigiris. Wet your hands to prevent the rice from sticking to them too much. Now add a good amount of rice to your nigiri mold. Add a pat of cream cheese and 1 or 2 pieces of salmon to the center. Cover with additional rice and press your rice. You really want to press deeply and firmly. Come on, Andy, use those muscles.
Okay, now we can release them from the mold and repeat until you've used up all your ingredients. Look at how great these look already.
Now, if you don't have a nigiri mold, you can still do this by hand, but it'll be way more challenging. I'm not even going to show you the end result of this hand roll. It would haunt your nightmares.
I know Pete is getting hungry, so let's quickly move along to the last step. Now take some sushi-grade nori sheets, cut them to size, and add a layer like so. These are your edible wrappers. Pretty cool.
You know, this really reminds me of growing up on the exotic and tropical shores of Long Island, New York, where the everything bagel with Lox and Schmear was king. I can't wait to try this. And finally, enjoy with your ohana.
All right, we did it. These look fabulous.
Look amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Let's dig in.
After you, my love.
Oh my gosh, I feel like this is going to be very messy.
I feel like it's going to be really delicious. There we go.
Oh my god. These are good. This is like, tastes like the ocean.
To me, it tastes more like a bagel with Lox and Schmear, except with rice. This is fabulous. I really, really like this. I could definitely see us bringing this to the tiki party. It's easy to make. People enjoy it, I bet.
Mine's gonna break apart. How do you keep yours together?
Magic.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, these were delicious. I can't recommend them enough. And we'll see you next Tiki Tuesday for something completely different. Aloha!
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get your rolling, rolling. Took me a while to get that one.
Yes, I know.
Sorry.